879-1231. As you can see, we're taping live. It's about 10 minutes before 7 if you'd like to give us a call. And at about 7:05, we'll bring on Keith Blanchard, author and musician, the author of Divine Principle, which is a transcription of the many lively talks he has had with God, and it's all documented in his book. It gives insight into the ways of energy and information come together to create both personal and world reality. So an interesting topic that we'll be discussing, as well as his new book and movie, a documentary that's coming out. So that's going to be at 7:05. Cooking with Canadas in the Kitchen will be at 7:15 with Chef Tony DeSalvo and Joni Petrie. And A Woman's Perspective with Dr. Laura Batto will be at about 7:30. And her guest tonight via phone will be Barbara Pierce Bush, who is, of course, the daughter of former President George W. Bush. She'll be on the phone, and they'll talk about various topics, but Ms. Bush is going to be the keynote speaker at the L.A. Girls Leadership Academy presented by the Louisiana Center for Women in Government. So a lot to come still yet tonight on Bayou Time, and Stan Gravois takes you home with sports, updating on all the local sports information here in our area. Stan Gravois will take you home with sports. So let's go to the phone lines now. Hello, welcome to Bayou Time. Thank you for holding.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to ask a question.
All right, yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yes, I don't think I heard anyone say anything about the bill that Bobby Jindal vetoed. What do you think about that?
Well, let me ask you, what do you think about? Now, are you talking about the cigarette tax veto?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, he made the comment that his administration and he personally wasn't going to support any new taxes. So on principle, I guess he's at least standing for what he said. But what's your opinion on it? I mean, I guess it depends on whether you're a smoker or not.
No, I'm not a smoker, but if it would help Louisiana. I could understand on the other news station, the people that they were asking.
Well, certainly, I guess, obviously, any tax that you collect, you hope counting and gathering that taxes, that money goes for the state of Louisiana. The question is, are we as individuals taxed too much? It's always popular, if you will, to try to tax a vice of someone, because some people say, well, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. And if you're going to do it, you might as well pay a higher price for it because it's bad for your health and everybody else. So, but when you start taxing things that aren't necessarily vices, that's when everybody gets up in arms because everybody wants to claim, well, we tax too much. Why are you taxing milk more so than cigarettes and things of that nature? So, it's really a tax issue as to whether or not you think we pay too many taxes already, which I think a lot of people do think so. But cigarettes are bad for you, and so that's why it's normally popular for people to try to attack cigarettes and alcohol and things of that sort.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to do what you have to do, because even some of the smokers were saying that it didn't make them no different. If anything, they helped Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's an interesting topic, and we'll throw it out. We have some other people who called just since you brought it up. Let's see if they want to comment on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye.
All right. So the issue that she wants to pose is what do you all think regarding Governor Jindal vetoing the cigarette tax, which the legislature has at least said that they're going to try to I'm sorry, Jason Serenier is trying to talk to me in my ear. What was that, Jason? Yeah. They've mentioned, that's what I was going to say, they've mentioned that they were going to try to override his veto. So let's take another call right now and see. Hello, welcome to Bayou Time. Hello, you're on the air live.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, I was with the cigarette tax.
All right, good.
I don't smoke. I'm 84. I've never smoked. But I do think the tax is outrageous on it.
All right.
It hurts young children. The parents not going to quit stopping because the tax go up.
Mm-hmm.
But it hurts the young people because they not got the food. They'll smoke where they don't eat.
Oh, that's a good point. So even though it's something that maybe people, shouldn't do for health reasons, but they may choose to do it anyway,
Right.
It ultimately, from your financially, trickles down to people who don't smoke and rely on those people who do smoke because they have to pay more for it.
Right. It's like if you removed all the taxes, I would agree, from smoking and liquor, we would have a big tax to pay. I agree to that. But I agree it's really high on cigarettes right now, even though I have never smoked.
All right. Thank you for those comments. We'll see
you.
if anybody agrees with you. All right. So we had both sides of the coin there. One saying it would benefit Louisiana. Another lady saying, well, basically we're taxed too much as it is. What say you? Let's go to the next caller. Hello. Welcome to Bayou Town.
Hi, Jason.
Hi.
My question is, I'd like to know if how many people think that during Obama's statement that he made to Netanyahu that it's imperative that they give back the land that they won from the surrounding countries in 1967 that was bombing them and killing their people. And that, I don't know if that'll happen, but it seems like by that time, if they're forced to do it, that it'll be some type of not able to help, the help from the United States to protect their country.
All right. So what's your opinion on it? Did you have a problem with his statement?
Yes, he
Okay.
sure does. Because, he's contacting Netanyahu, and Netanyahu visited this country not too long ago, and that was brought up to him, and Netanyahu said that there would be some things that they would work with, but not the giving back of the land that protects that country. And I don't know if people remember how many countries that was trying to kill them off, and this is, in the Bible it tells you that this is God's inheritance. When he brought in all the tribes and gave them their inheritance, he kept Israel for him, for the return of Jesus. And I think there was a problem with Jerusalem then. And this is where God will appear. But before that, there will be some type of person that's going to come in there and say that he was God in the temple.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I'd like to know what people think about that statement.
All right. Thank you for posing that question. We'll see if people want to comment on it. We appreciate you calling in and watching the program. Let's go down to the next caller. Hello. Welcome to Bayou Town.
Good evening, Jason.
Good evening.
Yeah, I didn't call to talk about Israel, but my thoughts are not 1 inch of land for peace.
Okay.
But what we need to talk about is personal freedom that we're giving up in this country.
Okay.
And as far as cigarette taxes, it's always easy to tax somebody else's.
Right.
Give away somebody else's money. I don't smoke, but I'm not for the cigarette tax.
Mm-hmm.
Not many years ago, there was a luxury tax on yachts and things. The production of yachts went down. And freedom is important. If you give up freedom for security, you deserve neither. And you can't ride a motorcycle without a helmet, a car without a seat belt. You got the government trying to protect you from yourself. And recently I've seen on television the casino workers and bar workers. They're saying, well, we're the only ones that can't work without being exposed to cigarettes. Get another job. You don't have to work there. If the bar owners or the casino owners find it's profitable for them to open their casinos and avail the premises to smokers, then that should be the casino operator's prerogative. And if non-smokers decide not to frequent the place and then it's not financially sustainable, then they'll outlaw smoking in their establishment. That's the prerogative of the private enterprise.
Right. I think there's a fine line, and you raise an excellent point, of too much government intrusion into individuals' lives. And every legislative session, that's one of the issues you see that comes up. They're spun as though it's a health concern or a safety issue, but you have the choice not to go there if you don't want to, or not work there as well. So I understand your point there, and I think a lot of people share those same sentiments.
Well, I mean, the same token, Jason, for children that are at school, they want to outlaw Coke machines in the school buildings. Well, shouldn't that be the parents' prerogative to decide if their kids can have a Coke? If they give them an allowance, they want a honey bun and a Coke in the morning.
Well, but I think it gets so ridiculous to the fact that, let's take McDonald's for instance. They want to say, McDonald's, you can't have the Happy Meal anymore because you're brainwashing children into liking McDonald's. Well, they're trying to market their product. I mean, just because the food's not healthy, it goes to the parents. A child doesn't get there unless the parent brings them.
Exactly. Where do you stop with government intrusion and then personal responsibility? Yeah. And I think that the American people are being hoodwinked. That the government always brings it up, well, we're trying to protect you. One of the biggest things is, well, we need to protect our children. And it's no longer government spending, Jason. It's investment. We're investing in our population.
All right.
Where does it stop? I'd like to hear some of the callers call in about it and see what they think.
Well, and that's an interesting topic, and we'll probably pick up on it more tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week. Thank you for calling.
Okay, you have a good night.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay. We do need to take a break. I apologize. We still have four other individuals waiting to get in. I'll be back on Thursday night. Martin Falls, I believe, will be back tomorrow night. We'll continue the discussion with the taxing and other bills in the legislature. If you're out there and you see any interesting bills, you can go to legis.state.la.us, and you can kind of review some bills that are being proposed in the state legislature right now. And if you have any that cause you any concern or you'd like to discuss, you certainly can bring that up later on this week in Bayou time, since the legislature is in session right now. So we'll continue with our phone calls throughout the week. But for this segment, edition of Bayou Time, when we return from the break, Keith Blanchard's going to join us. He's an author and musician, the author of the book The Divine Principle. He's been on the program once before, and he'll join us to give us an update on things he's moving forward and doing. Cooking with Canados will be later, and also we'll have Dr. Laura Batto, who will be here with a woman's perspective, and her guest via phone will be Barbara Bush. So a lot for you still tonight on Bayou Time. And Stan Gravois, of course, will join us with sports to wrap things up. And just to remind you once again, htv10.tv is the website. The staff here is working to upgrade. Many upgrades have been made to the website. And if you'd like to visit us, htv10.tv for your local news, up-to-date news here in the area. Also, if you've missed a segment of Bayou Time that you would like to go back and watch, for instance, as we've been mentioning last night, Parish President Michelle Claudet was on the set of Bayou Time. If you didn't catch all of his interview with Martin Falls or the top stories from around the area, you can go back and see those different segments on the website at htv10.tv. We'll take a short break. When we come back, Keith Blanchard will join us.